All right, 60-60 strength circuit. So we're gonna go through a bunch of different strength exercises. 60 seconds of work, 60 seconds of rest. In the 60 seconds of rest, I'm gonna explain the upcoming exercise. If you look to the right here, you'll see the timer. Anytime you see red or yellow, that means rest. Anytime you see green, that means we're going. First time through, you may need to pause the video in order to go get and implement a weight, and the second time, just follow along right with the timing. All right, it's gonna take a little bit of get to know you, but you'll kind of figure it out as we go. First one we're gonna do is a half kneeling 45-degree press. You can do this with a band or with a cable from a low setting. We're in a half kneeling position, back knee down, front knee up, and we're pressing at a 45-degree angle up and away. Not overhead, not straight out.
Exercise.
Here we go. Out, control, back down, pressing out. It's controlled. You can go fast, but it's controlled. We're staying on the same arm for the entire 60 seconds. If you need to make it harder, increase resistance, or walk yourself further away from the attachment point. Keep it going, full extension each and every single time. No halves and reps. All the way out, control it back. Other hands up in a guard position, it's not on the leg or hanging dead down by the side.
Three, two, one, rest.
Good. We got 60 seconds of rest now. Now we're coming to a goblet split squat. So we're gonna grab a weight. Remember, this is a 60-second round. It's a long round, so keep that in mind when you're selecting your load. Also, if you need to stop and rest during that 60 seconds, obviously stop and rest for a minute, or well, not for a minute obviously, but for a little bit, and then get back into it. Split squat, we got 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Weights in the goblet position, which just means top and bottom of the sternum, elbows are tucked in. We're trying to touch that back knee to the floor every single time. Again, stay up nice and tall. Feet are pretty much in alignment. You don't want to have one foot way out and the other foot in front. Foot flat as well. The more you let your toes come up, the more challenging it's going to be to keep that balance.
Exercise 2.
Tap that back knee down, coming right back up. Controlled, no collapsing. It's a light tap to the floor and back up. Should be going at about the same speed as I am. That way I know you're staying nice and controlled. You're not collapsing to the floor and then getting back up. Take your time. This is plenty long of a set for you to get through that full range. We're trying to use as much of the front leg as possible. As little help from the back leg as you can.
Three, two, one, rest.
Good. Put that weight off to the side. Next one we got, half kneeling, single arm incline row. So it's the same setup as I had on the first one. Instead of doing a press, I'm actually doing a pull. So again, this can be done with cables or bands. I'm using bands with handles to help simulate using a cable. If you have access to a cable machine, that is preferable because you can control the weight a little bit better. So we're holding on to a band. We've got a high attachment, as high as we're able to, but that's why we're down in a half kneeling position to give ourselves a little bit more of an incline position, even if your cable doesn't go as high as my band is currently attached. Again, half kneeling, back knees down, back toes dug into the floor, front knees up, other hand is up either in the guard position or down by the side, but with tension, not hanging dead down by the side or with the hand on the knee. And we're pulling
Exercise 3.
down that angle, pulling the shoulder back every single time. It's not just the elbow, shoulder pulls back too. Every single time. Pull, squeeze the shoulder blades in the back, keeping that nice upright posture. If this feels a little bit easy, then either move yourself further back or increase the tension on the cable. Every single time, stay up nice and tall. Squeeze that shoulder blade. Keeping the shoulder down out of the ear. We're not shrugging. Shoulder gets further away from the ear every single time. Down and away. Down and away.
Three, two, one. Rest.
Good. Next one we got floor pull kettlebell deadlift. So this is going to allow us to use a little bit larger of a kettlebell. Kettlebell is going to start right between the feet. Handle of the kettlebell should be about where your laces are tied. How we're going to do this, we're going to reach down and grab the kettlebell handle. Back's nice and flat. And then we're actually going to bring our hips down a little bit. Notice though, my knees are still pretty much over my heels. I haven't driven forward into a squat. Hips are back, down, hands are holding on to the kettlebell. And I'm going to start and end every rep on the floor. From this good solid position, back stays nice and flat the entire round. Toes dug into the floor like eagle talons, digging in, keeping the back nice and flat. It's very, very important. We don't want to round at any point.
2, 1. Exercise
Way up, squeeze the glutes, drive the hips through, back and down. Again, notice it's like I have a plate of glass in front of the knees that I don't want to break. They come slightly forward, but barely. Stand all the way up, squeeze the glutes at the top every single time. Nice light tap at the bottom, but you're not collapsing. Keep the shin tucked, no looking up. Breathe by inhaling on the way down, exhaling as you come up.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
All right. Last one of those 5 exercises, foam roller dead bug. So we're going to use the foam roller for a little bit of feedback, the way we keep the core activated. We're going to be on our back. Foam rollers pressing with one hand, pressing into the knee with the other. So it's coming across the body. Opposite hand is up, knees start at 90 degrees. I'm gonna push with the hand and with the knee, like I'm trying to get that foam roller to squish. And I'm gonna extend that other leg out slowly and come right back up slowly. I'm not gonna worry about the arm at the moment, only the leg. Make sure that you reset solid every single time if you do need to take a break. Knee stays at 90 degrees, the heel doesn't drop.
3, 2, 1. Exercise.
Here we go. Hand pressed in, knee pressed in. Slow out, slow back in. About 3 or so seconds out and back in. If you tap the floor, that's fine. Little light tap though. I don't want to see collapsing. Tap. Light, come back up. Light, come back up. Again, I'm keeping these two right where I am, like I'm trying to make this foam roller into a hockey puck by the end of this round. Reach, pull it back. Inhale on the way up, exhale as the foot extends out.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Good. Now we've got a nice long rest, 2-minute rest at the bottom of that round to allow that body to recover so you can start back up. Should have done everything on one side. I said at the beginning, no switching at any point. So you should have been doing the same leg on the split squats, the same leg on the presses and the pulls. So this time around, whichever side you did the first time, do the opposite side this time. Go through this as many times as noted in your personal training. Once we get to a minute remaining, I'm going to pause the video. That way, when you pull it all the way back, it'll start right back up where I left off. As you go through it, try not to have to pause to go get weights. Try to take that minute and get back before that minute ends. That way you can stick to the training. Obviously the first time through, that may be difficult because you won't know exactly what to grab. You may have to pause. So that is 60-60 strength.